Coming up today on News OSU, devastation in Nashville following a school shooting.
Recovery efforts in Mississippi from the tornado this weekend.
And a local animal shelter is looking for solutions to overcrowding.
All that and more on News OSU.
This is News OSU for Tuesday, March 28th.
We're glad to have you with us. I'm Aubrey Cooper.
And I'm Alyssa Sanchez. We begin today with the devastation in Nashville. The families of 6 victims are in mourning today following a school shooting yesterday at a private Covenant Presbyterian school. Among the victims, 3 children. Steve Nannis has the latest on the reaction from the community.
Another unspeakable tragedy in an American school.
I have no words. I'm just trying to process it all. It's so terrible.
Authorities say a 28-year-old woman entered the Covenant School in Nashville and opened fire, killing 3 children and 3 adults.
Officers entered the first story of the school, began clearing it. They heard shots coming from the second level. They immediately went to the gunfire. When the officers got to the second level, they saw a shooter, a female, who was firing. The officers engaged her. She was fatally shot by responding police officers.
Officials are looking into possible motives. Police have confirmed the shooter was a former student.
We know that she was armed with at least 2 assault-type rifles and a handgun.
First responders transported the victims to a local area hospital, but they did not survive. This attack is the deadliest school shooting since the Uvalde, Texas school shooting last May. 19 students and 2 teachers were killed there. The Covenant School teaches preschool through 6th grade, according to its website. President Joe Biden offering his condolences and a plea for action.
We have to do more to stop gun violence. It's ripping our communities apart, ripping the soul of this nation.
I'm Steve Nannis reporting.
At least 21 people are dead as western Mississippi recovers from severe tornado damage. The massive storm system affected up to 30 million people, stretched from the lower Mississippi Valley to the lower Ohio Valley. At least one large tornado struck Rolling Fork and Silver City at about 8 p.m. Central Friday night. The multiple homes in the area are damaged, with one resident telling CNN that Rolling Fork has been obliterated. It comes after the Weather Service issued a tornado emergency, the highest level of a tornado warning for the area. The storms knocked out the power for more than 100,000 people across several states. They also produced a flash flood threat as torrential rainfall is expected across a large swath of the U.S. stretching from Oklahoma to West Virginia. Nearly 19 million people were under flood watches across at least 8 states in the Mid-South and Central regions. With storm season fast approaching us, one useful resource for those located near OSU's campus is Pete's Pantry. Located in the basement level of the Student Union, Pete's Pantry is OSU's free food and resource center.
In efforts to maintain a fully stocked pantry, the Alumni Association will be accepting donations on behalf of Pete's Pantry. OSU students who donate will then have the opportunity to see Garth Brooks perform live at the McKnight Center.
At the McKnight Center, and students can obtain a ticket or have a chance to obtain a ticket by bringing one non-perishable food item or one item for Red Pantry to the Alumni Association on March 28th and 29th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
The first 900 students to donate and register will receive a ticket once enrollment is verified. To learn more about the donation criteria to secure your chance to see Garth Brooks perform live at the McKnight Center, watch for announcements from the university. Though it's not yet visible, progress is being made at Block 34 in downtown Stillwater. Brody Myers spoke with stakeholders to find out the details on this upcoming gathering place.
For now, nothing sits on this wide open space, but city officials hope it will be the next big attraction in Stillwater.
Tulsa has a great gathering space with the Guthrie Green. Oklahoma City has their new Scissortail Park. You go to Bentonville and to Rogers, Arkansas. All these communities have these neat gathering spaces.
But as of now, Stillwater is lacking that space. Longtime resident Steve Irby is the founder of Kicker Audio. He's invested in Stillwater through building his kicker headquarters in town and by making a sizable donation to the development of Block 34.
Well, I think a good downtown is a place that people want to go, and they'd like to shop there, but they'd also like to hang out there and have some kind of a social life. And I think we're moving that direction. Block 34, we're thinking of like as kind of a town square.
It's been 15 months since Kicker and the city announced their plans to develop Block 34. But since then, when people drive by the block, they won't see much difference.
You first hear it's a park, it's a community park. How hard could that be to design? But there's so much that goes into that design.
One day, Block 34 will come to fruition, and stakeholders hope it will become a mainstay.
I want them to say it's something they can be proud of, that's part of Stillwater and that's an integral part of the community.
I think in 5 years, we're gonna look back and say, that was one of the key things that helped Stillwater continue to grow its downtown area.
In downtown Stillwater, I'm Brody Myers, News OSU.
The Philadelphia Water Department is confident that the tap water following the chemical spills is safe to drink for now. Despite a chemical spill in Bucks County over the weekend, Philadelphia officials say the water in the area is not contaminated. The city had initially alerted residents to use bottled water, and many took that morning, leaving some store shelves nearly bare. The Coast Guard said in a statement Sunday night that it's collected 60,000 gallons of contaminated water, adding that there's been no report of any wildlife affected by this spill. City officials say there's enough safe tap water until at least 3:30 p.m. today, and that the risk of possible contamination gets smaller as time passes.
This past weekend, Oklahoma State Equestrian hosted the Big 12 Championship. We met up with head coach Larry Sanchez to hear what it took to defend their Big 12 title.
Put them in the position and to watch them take hold and take passion of their goal and what they're wanting to do, and to see them achieve their goals and reach those dreams that they've had for a long time, that's what's truly special, and it's just nice to stand back and watch them enjoy themselves in the moment.
Oklahoma State entered the 2022-23 season as the defending NCEA national champions after winning the first overall title in program history last spring. The Cowgirls also became the first women's team in OSU's history to win a national championship in any sport. Number 5 Cowgirls Equestrian began their Big 12 title defense by defeating 4th seed Baylor 12-8 Friday morning in the semifinals. For the 9th time in program history and 3rd straight season, Oklahoma State Equestrian won the Big 12 championship, defeating TCU 12-8. Oklahoma State will look to build on its conference titles as it prepares to defend its national championship. The Cowgirls will travel to Ocala, Florida, April 13th to 15th for the NCEA National Championship.
A meat packer is voluntarily recalling 1.7 tons of boneless beef chuck after E. coli was found in a sample. The U.S. Department of Agriculture says the product was packed on February 16th by Kansas-based Elkhorn Valley Packing. It was shipped to retailers, restaurants, hotels, distributors, and other establishments in 9 states. The serial numbers of the meat being recalled can be found on the USDA's website. There are no reports of people getting sick from it. People who bought the product are advised to throw it out or return it to where they bought it. Every furry friend needs their forever home, now more than ever.
News OSU Lauren Suarez has the story of how a local shelter is facing this capacity crisis.
The Stillwater Animal Welfare is experiencing a bit of a dry spell in adoptions as it fills up with more animals than they have the room for. Animal Welfare Director Rachel Wasserman says that being at full capacity occurs every now and then, but it's taking longer for adoptions to come through.
Going into the summertime, it was very busy, but very quickly we were able to have some adoptions. Currently, our adoptions are very slow, and we aren't sure if it's because of finance reasons, if people just don't want pets right now. It's kind of a mystery right now why the adoptions are so slow.
As of right now, there are about 30 dogs in the shelter with room for only 26 large dog kennels, resorting to wire crates and offices. Wasserman says the crowding issues affect those who don't like animals as well.
If you don't particularly like animals or care about them, this is still something that matters to everybody. If you have a dog that's out running loose in the streets and chasing your child or chasing you while you're trying to walk, you call us. But if there's nowhere for us to put that stray dog when we go and catch it, then that's a problem for the community.
Student volunteer Tony Wetmore says the capacity issue puts a stress on the volunteers while they try to accommodate the needs of each animal.
When there's multiple animals in one cage, it's hard to be able to get them out to walk them and then to give attention to everyone like you want to, and just the more animals there are, the harder it is to care for each of them.
Blake here is ready for adoption. He is about 2 months old and he is a blue heeler mix. There will be an adoption event this Sunday from 1 to 3, and you can visit their Facebook website for more information. For News OSU, I'm Lauren Suarez.
Temperatures are looking to be on the rise this week in Stillwater. High 60s and low 70s Wednesday and Thursday. It should get a bit windy Thursday and Friday, with partly cloudy skies and highs in the mid-70s. Saturday should cool off a bit, mostly clear skies and a high of 65. Sunday promises to warm back up with a high in the low 80s, making for a beautiful weekend.
And that's News OSU for Tuesday, March 28th. I'm Aubrey Cooper.
And I'm Alyssa Sanchez. From all of us here, stay safe, and we will see you next week on News OSU.